What is up, chat? Today we're gonna be watching a full video of Fortnite lore because the new Fortnite season comes out in like a week. So we're just gonna catch up on that lore and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here's the video. Alright, let's go look on the channel right now. Our last update, how said Fortnite C2 Live explained. I do not remember watching this. Why is there a red bar? Wait, chat. I think we should watch the Fortnite new trailer. Let's see it. Before we watch this. Fortnite new trailer. Let's go. Alright. Fortnite Chapter 7, Season 2, Showdown teaser trailer. Okay, chat. Right off the bat, we got the Ice King. I can tell it's an Ice King because like it's literally ice. It is a king. All right, let's keep playing. Okay, we got the prisoner for Chapter 1. Frozen in an ice cube right now. I don't know what that's about because I thought, oh, it's because the new OG and like they're combining it with the current storyline. All right, let's keep playing. Okay, that's the Midas girl or whatever. I don't really know too much about her, but okay, new Captain America skin right here. His shield looks weird, but I'm pretty sure in like the other Captain America movies, he was frozen in ice for a long time and then he came. But that's a pretty cool reference. Let's see what's next. Okay, there. Chat. That's the foundation. And then we got the Ice King also. The Ice King skin already looks sick. I'm probably going to buy that. Okay, so right here, if you don't know who the foundation is, I'll pull up a photo of him right here. He is the leader of the 7. He's a leader of the 7, which is like a Fortnite group or whatever. And he's also the Rock. He got a new skin, as you can see. That looks pretty cool. I kind of like the OG one better, I think, because it had like blue and everything. But yeah. The foundation of the Ice King will return in Fortnite Showdown, March 19th, 2026. 1 week to I was right. 1 week. Okay.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Alright, now let's go back to the Fortnite lore.
Fortnite is, we can skip the intro. Hi everybody, I'm here on vacation, but now I gotta take breaks every once in a while. Alright, let's start. Our first time point is a simple one. The Big Bang. When the big old bang happened, the universe as we know it went from not existing to probably existing.
What does this have to do with Fortnite?
The universe would build itself, it would grow, it would evolve, so on and so forth. It's why we all exist now. However, before the Big Bang, there was the nothing. This being the concept of nothing, the concept of not—
Oh, it's because the Big Bang live event. Yeah, I remember that.
Not existing as a cosmic entity that existed for an undetermined amount of time. So when the bang decides to big, it suddenly produced the 0 point as a second unfathomably powerful omnipotent being. We don't really know what it is, but it sure is. The 0 point is the polar opposite of the nothing, and supposedly is capable of linking together every universe that has shown up since the Big Bang, making it so each reality could reach each other through the 0 point through like reality shenanigans. Now this would be the case for about—
If that's the case, why is it just on a random island like that, bro?
99.9999998% of all of time. We're already almost done with the timeline. No, I'm just messing with you. The last 0.0000002% is where things start falling apart. One day, possibly thousands of years ago, a faction showed up called the Imagined Order, led by this guy named Gino, showed up with the goal of creating the perfect genetic society. And so he took a nice—
The Imagined Order? I remember that.
old gander at the 0 point and was all like, ah, crackers, man, we gotta get that blue stuff and put it in a box. So they got that blue stuff and they put it in a box, trapping the 0 point in this place called the Bridge. Alongside Gino, members include his 2 daughters, the Imagined and the Order. Great names, I'm sure he thought real hard about those ones. We also got Dr. Sloan as a second-in-command, alongside Agent John Jones, who in terms of being important to the Imagined Order, he's just okay. But in this overall tale, he's a special little friend who we will all love by the end. The Order sends Agent Jones to be experimented on in the 0 point. In response, it creates a new type of person called a snapshot, with this snapshot being Jonesy the First. Just good old default player Jonesy. Physically, Jonesy the First was present, but mentally, he was about the same as a scared deer you would run over in the deep Midwest. The Order then continues to learn and use the 0 point, firmly grasping and taming what can only be described as the mother of everything to ever. Eventually, with all this new stuff learned, the Imagined Order is going to go and create the most despicable and rotten and mischievous thing comprehensible with this silly old blob of blue, and for thousands of years forced the creation of the Loop, which involves abusing the 0 point to grab worthy-ish people from all kinds of realities and universes where they would fight for 22-minute cycles in the Battle Royale gameplay, where top combatants might just get recruited to join the Imagined Order, or in some cases, they downright escape the Loop with no consequence. For example, Batman does it, so it just requires Batman-level skill. If you want to know what the Loop is like, just go play Fortnite. That's what the Loop is. Like, every game is canon, every death is canon, and the storm is like an extra thing that comes from the Loop preparing to happen over and over until potentially the end of time itself. And all of this has been taking place located at the center of it all at Reality Zero, the name for this location, for this cycle, for this sick and twisted plan the Imagined Order is brewing in the demonic realm of Fortnite. Every person stuck on the island is referred to as a looper. They lose a good chunk of their memories, and with very, very few exceptions, unless they break out of the loop, are unable to speak. Now, the Imagined Order, I won't lie, they've been kind of uncool fellas this whole time, with the whole never-ending fight to the death thing, and it gets especially bad when a looper gets to leave the loop. Snapshots then show up, treat all of this stuff like catch-alls, and ways to justify all of these characters and crossovers being able to stay in the game for so long without any issue.
Okay, I don't know how to say this, but this trailer right here, like with Wolverine, this chapter was like my favorite chapter in that one.
In their respective existences. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, sports, Capcom, basically anything that is not Nintendo will have their characters or people dragged in here one way or another. Their characters will win relatively early on, and then an endless supply of them are going to show up via snapshots. Or not, you know, it's completely illogical and stupid when these characters are all canon and count and show up in each battle pass.
Chapter 5 is also like my favorite chapter.
It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't like it already. The problem with a lot of these characters is that they can be taken at points where it completely obliterates their respective narratives. With all superheroes, it's not a big deal, but you can make a new Superman, you can make a new Iron Man, it's fine. The same thing happens with Rick and Morty. It's technically canon because there's infinite Ricks and infinite Mortys, so it makes sense. But then we got Peter Griffin, and Family Guy will collapse upon itself without Peter Griffin.
Okay, so I don't understand. Like, you guys know about the Peter Griffin skin and the Homer Simpson skin, how they got to make Homer Simpson fat, but they made Peter Griffin buff.
And then we also got, like, all the anime characters who are taken in their primes, and then, like, deliberate spider people who are established and emphasized as necessary to their worlds. What do you do then? What's gonna happen when Sonic bounces around in Fortnite land?
What is this?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. We can ignore it. The fun thing about a
EVE Online is a
multiverse story is that you can just say a multiverse happened, and that removes all need to make confidence where these characters come from. We can just say they got taken from different worlds from the main ones, and it's fine, you know? Plus, Fortnite doesn't respond to my DMs, so I guess we'll never know. I just gotta stress this. The Imagined Order's been in control for millennia. They've been out and about stealing as many people as possible from all kinds of realities just because it's funny. The problem with having infinite people getting stuck in your loop is that eventually the infinite people stuck in your loop are gonna accumulate at least a few who are gonna resist the very thing you got going on. With that being said, this is the 7. We got a team of 6.5 members.
Aura!
to want to go around and protect the 0 points, so all universes can finally stop being dragged into Fortnite. First up, we got the Foundation. This is Dwayne Johnson. This is the leader. We don't gotta worry about this guy. He's fine. Then we got the Paradox. That one. If I mispronounce it, it's fine. I'm told she does cool stuff. Then there's the Scientist. He's a scientist. The Imagined and the Order will leave the Imagined Order just out of guilt. Good for them. And then there's the Origin and the Visitor, who I'm going to save until we get there. Along with this Resistance, we also got to deal with the last reality. This basically being the folks who work with the Nothing. See, Nothing and 0 Point got a lot of beef. The 0 Point keeps making life. The Nothing wants Nothing to be around. So the Nothing nabbed an army capable of sending things like zombies and Kevin the Cube to goof up the Imagined Order's testing of the loop.
Okay, chat, this is way too long. I'm not gonna watch all this. Let's find a different one. Maybe let's just watch Fortnite Lore Chapter 7, right? Alright, let's do top 5 gaming.
The Fortnite storyline has officially restarted with a brand new island, villain.
I just realized that this might be the first season. It's Battle Pass that I haven't finished, besides like chapter 6, because that season was horrible and like I did not play that as much. But like, bro, that skin looks sick. I might just buy it before the season ends.
And the return of the 7. All of this revolves around the Zero Shard, which is floating on our map, and it's attracted a lot of attention. But how did this shard get here? What happened to the actual 0 Point, and why is the 7 back on the island? Let's explain the Fortnite Chapter 7 storyline. We have to take things back to Chapter 3, when the last reality and Harold used Chrome to melt the entire island. That included most of the 7, and we had almost no options. The 0 Point was about to fall into their hands, and our heroes were defeated. Only the Paradigm is left, and with the island destroyed, the 0 Point was unprotected, so she had one final idea up her sleeve. Using her knowledge, she began to do something named Zero Fusion, piecing together a brand new island from multiple realities and holding off the last reality. But this meant she risked her own life to save everyone and went missing without a trace. On the new island, the 0 Point, now encased in a ball of steel, became petrified. It was still suffering from the previous events and was becoming unstable after Zero Fusion. Without being controlled by the Imagined Order or the expertise of the 7, there was nothing we could do. At some point, even Dr. Sloan made an appearance, interested in what had happened, and like every season before, having the 0 Point out in the open was causing tons of villains to try and take it for themselves. Like Kato Thorne, a time-traveling collector obsessed with history.
Alright, so I didn't really play this season. I didn't really play Chapter 4 because I didn't think that it was gonna be. But I didn't think it was that good after Chapter 3, because Chapter 1, 2, and 3 were like the best chapters, and then Chapter 4, I don't know, I played it and it was too much, but this season was good because I like that guy. And then the next season, OG, was also really fun.
After he came to the island, an opportunity to go back in time and fix everything appeared. We destroyed Kato, stole his time machine, and used it to rewind back to a simpler time, before the 7 were defeated and things had gotten out of hand. Except, in this alternate timeline we had gone back to, things were different. The end event didn't just reset the island, it reset the 0 Point, shattering the orb into thousands of pieces and basically rebooting the storyline with a single big bang. A new omniverse of realities had been created, all linked with each other, and the 0 Point was no more. Its power had been scattered across the universe in pieces.
Okay, so what I think he's basically saying is that they resetted like everything and then they like made a new thing, right? So like the 7 or whatever, they like started over a whole new like universe or whatever, and that's the one we're in right now. Let's keep watching.
And one of these had landed in Reality 783, our new home. As a crash.
Oh yeah, and it shattered the 0 Point, and then all the things spread ever. Yeah.
Onto the island, it reactivated ancient portals, awakening an entire spirit realm of demons invested in tracking down this power. They were able to take the Zero Shard back to their master, an ultra-powerful king of demons. While he was busy trying to use its power to break into the real world, a family was making things even worse. Gaigo, a magic mask maker, had become obsessed with demons and started experimenting with forbidden magic, causing his sister Jade to become stuck in the spirit realm. In planning a rescue mission, he got his hands on a knife made of Zero Shard splinter blades and used it to break into the spirit realm and rescue her. Except while Daigo and Jade were inside the demon's realm, they realized what was...
Okay, what is that mask in the pack, bro? It looks like the thing from Squid Game.
Coming. The Dark Presence binded himself with the Zero Shard and was preparing a full-scale invasion of the island to conquer it for the rest of time. Daigo was interested in one thing only, getting the shard for himself. So he used money from a local syndicate boss to reopen a portal and get back to the spirit realm himself. But when he entered, he was immediately corrupted with the demon's power and used as a puppet by the Dark Presence. Because he was mortal, he was able to do all the dirty work.
Bro, I remember how much like aura and how much like people were going crazy about the Dark Presence when like this was like Fortnite was still like trending and stuff. Like everyone was like, there was like so much build up to it. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
That would be dangerous for demons and created enough chaos and corruption around the island to prepare for the invasion. This is where the Dark Presence attempted his first attack, reaching through the portal with a single tentacle. But the heroes of the island were able to hold.
But I thought this was gonna be a Kraken event. I was watching this like after my soccer game. I watched this on a TikTok live because they said it was gonna be a Kraken event, and yeah, bro, I thought we were gonna see like a huge octopus thingy. It was just a tentacle.
Hold him off and sever one of his legs. Although this wasn't enough to stop hordes of bugs from arriving, and the takeover was relentless. Eventually, the Dark Presence gained enough strength for a second attack and fully appeared on the island, tearing open the veil between worlds and causing other realities to break through, like Springfield. Hope and Jones tried to stop this from happening, even breaking off a part of the Zero Shard from the demon's chest. But Kang and Kodos disrupted the plans. After a small fight, our heroes were sent through a wormhole that merged Springfield with parts of the island.
Simpsons season was kind of mid, not gonna lie. Out of context. Let's get back to the video.
Being a temporary refuge away from the demons. But Hope wanted to go back as soon as possible to defeat the Demon King. There was just one problem. The Zero Shard that had been broken off was now in the hands of someone unexpected, and that's Homer Simpson. He tried to turn Springfield into his own idea of a paradise, but it ended up being a complete disaster, and the town revolted against him. This forced Homer to hide in the nuclear core of the power plant, making things even worse.
Alright, can we talk about how stupid Homer Simpson is, bro? Like, look at this.
Own army emerged, and
how do you make? I mean, low-key, that would be a cool idea, but like, bro, why would you throw a super powerful gem that like can like spawn or like do whatever you put your mind to? You throw into a nuclear plant, bro. What do you like?
A gas cloud that rebirthed Homer into a giant. Luckily, he was able to burp out the Zero Shard and give it back to Hope and Joan.
And was he just butt naked under that water, bro?
But not before he was recruited for the upcoming fight against the Dark Presence.
How do you find underwear that big?
Now, with the Zero Shard in his hands, Jones could repair his rift gun and contact thousands of realities across the Omniverse for help in the fight. It was time for Zero Hour, our last stand against the Demon Master. After getting help from across the universe, all of the characters we...
This event has to be like one of my favorite events, even though it took place in Chapter 6. Because, like, bro, they got Marvel, they got Mortal Kombat, they got Godzilla, bro. How do you get Godzilla?
Grown to love over the years, teamed up.
Like, they got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they got Mecha Team Leader, they got Invincible, which is crazy, Scooby-Doo.
Avengers Endgame style, fighting
they got Superman
against the Dark
bro,
Presence.
it was so
but
hard.
even this was not enough.
Look,
he defeated us all one by one
there.
with the power of the Zero Shard being too much to handle.
Like
with a final trick up our sleeves.
Like, this girl, I forgot what movie that was, but yeah, they had Steel Brain Rot in there. Yeah, it was a crazy event.
He summoned the cube from the alternate timeline that had been opened up during the Big Bang event and used its power to weaken the demon. He was still able to hold back until Mecha Team Leader showed up out of nowhere and did this.
Who's piloting that?
But I still wonder who's piloting that mech. But yeah, let's keep going. Aura! Bro, and then Homer's just in the corner right there.
With the demons defeated and the Zero Shard
Only
free
at
from
Power
corruption,
Rangers.
the island began to heal and returned all of the allies back to their homes. Now, it was time for a new place for us to call home, and the Zero Shard took us here, Reality 266, an island known as the Golden Coast. But with all of this, it has summoned the attention of a new, even scarier enemy. With a familiar-looking cradle in the sky, we are now being watched by the
last reality. I remember that. Chapter 2 lore.
Last reality. They are back with a vengeance, led by a mysterious character known only as the Dark
so much
Voyager. In response to this, we have the return of an even more important group. The Seven are back. Right now on the island, if you talk to Hope, she explains how we got here, stating that we left the old island in the hands of the Spirit siblings, and it officially means the demon storyline is wrapped up for good. After the Voyager's cradle destroyed the battle bus, the 0 Point needed to keep the natural protection intact, kicking in its defense mechanisms and creating a wall of water to surf on. That's kind of what happened in Chapter 2. So when I say the loop, you might think it was destroyed when the Imagined Order lost the war in Chapter 3.
Bro, this event was
that
so
was the
peak.
loop under their control, one that had
This
been
was also
manipulated
one
to
of my
create
favorite
Geno's
events.
perfect society and force people to battle to the death. Right now, the one on the island is the 0 Point's natural version, which helps hide it from outsiders. It's the reason the storm exists in the first place. During the event, we also got a small documentary recapping the story of the
I
0
watched this
Point
too.
and the Seven, and this confirms that we're in a new phase of the storyline that goes back to the old ways with our classic characters. Sadly, most of the Seven are still missing, and the Imagined is confirmed dead after she threw her father Geno into the 0 Point back in Chapter 3. But some members
yeah, I
are
watched
beginning
that
to
whole video.
re-emerge. You see, in the desert, a meteor has crash landed, the very same one used by the Seven. We can see an open pod proving one of them has shown up, and if you want to know who, there's a mission log on the ground revealing the Order has answered Jones's distress call.
I was scanning the aftermath of the battle for Reality 783 when I picked up a distress signal sent by Agent Jones. It's been a while. He and I have a lot to catch up on. Whatever's going on, odds are the 0 Point is involved. Initial scans show this place has an intense concentration of 0 Point energies.
And she's right. Over in the center of the map, you can find the shard that crashed down onto the island all those years ago. It is only one of the many shards currently hiding on the island, and right now it's being used to power some kind of particle accelerator owned by InnoLoop Labs. Our biggest problem is that someone else has their eyes on it. The Dark Voyager and his cradle had spent the first weeks of the season watching us from a distance, until we repaired the battle bus ourselves. Immediately afterwards, he went into hiding, and this is where things get extra mysterious. Inside of InnoLoop Labs, there's a holo table, and by talking to it, you will get a directive from the Dark Voyager himself. You could either choose to prove yourself to him and join his side, or lie and work as a double agent. Either way, he gives you tasks to prove your loyalty, including interrogating people about the rest of the 0 Point shards. When you do this, you'll hear all kinds of information, like when Hope admits they are a mystery even to us, and Jones is a little less generous with the info, saying, "You think I don't know who you've been talking to?"
Or
Let's just say, I know a lot more about the shards than you, and it's gonna stay that way. Whether he's bluffing or not, we don't know. Dark Voyager also asks us to hunt down signs of the Seven, which of course is that crash meteor in the desert. But even though he knows all about the Order and her return, she's also investigating him at the very same time, and his connection to InnoLoop Labs.
Someone else is making a play for the shards, and I need to find out why. I could really use some help here. For the Seven, we are what we used to be. I miss my sister most of all. This tech company's headquarters should contain all the necessary components to execute my plan. Have to be careful though. The place is crawling with thugs working for the Dark Voyager. Based on that ship of his, he's connected to the last reality. But something feels off.
Sadly, us trying to prove our loyalty to the Dark Voyager ends up being useless, as his final directive is to betray us, spawning last reality agents to wipe us out, but we survive the attack. Here's where things get extra mysterious. If you look back at the 0 Hour event, there was a transmission sent by the Last Reality with cube glyphs. Except for just one frame, this was decoded, giving us strange info like total elapsed time in base reality 8 years and beginning phase 2. It ends with the words executing program. But what fans have been freaking out over is how it mentions the Dark Presence and how they had to decommission it, implying this whole time that he was working for the Last Reality. Someone even...
I remember seeing this video, like not this exact video, but I remember seeing a TikTok about this, saying that he worked for it, and like I saw that thing. Bro, it's crazy, cause like they got the cube, they got the cube queen. I also remember her. They got that thing. Wait, did I already say that? They got that thing, and then like the Dark Voyager, like they got all that extra stuff. How does he work for the... Like, I thought he was just a whole separate demon, but I guess not.
Empire has been pulling the strings, and everything we've known up until this very moment was only phase 1. Whether this executive program is Dark Voyager, and he's just another puppet to the true leader of the Last Reality, we have yet to find out. But it wouldn't be the first time they've sent powerful villains to the island. After all, we thought the Cube Queen was the leader until she summoned an even larger cradle to the map. Jones himself thinks this. When you ask him about the Voyager, he'll say, be careful. If I'm right, he's a herald of something else, something dangerous. Clearly, the Last Reality have always been stronger than we could handle. We got lucky with the Cube Queen and the island flip, but when faced with the previous herald, we ultimately lost the battle. Are we even powerful enough to stand up to the Dark Voyager when the time comes? I mean, our current heroes are getting weaker by the day. Hope is actually losing her powers of seeing the future with clouded visions. Lately, when I sleep, I dream of nothing. Thinks it might have something to do with the presence of the shards. Luckily, we've also got Jones helping us figure out what's going on. And when you talk to him, he looks back on the time when the Herald chromed the island, admitting he ran away and lost his chance for vengeance. But he promises that won't happen again. And both him and...
Oh yeah, doesn't the Herald... Yeah, the Herald also works for the Last Reality. That season was low-key peak too.
Hope are now hunting for the rest of the shards before the Last Reality could get to it. It's just the Dark Voyager is onto us, and the Order seems to experience this danger firsthand.
I've got a lock on one of the pieces I need. Once I'm able to send the signal, then my old friend should... Wait, that looks like a boarding mission. Jones, if you receive this message, I need you to...
What is this ad? Why did he got a Fortnite ad? Alright, bro. It's just $1 million, bro. How much did they pay Fortnite for this ad, bro?
It looks like the Voyager has his hands in every slice of this island's pie. He's controlling everything right now, and he might be behind all of the mysterious companies on the island. Over at Classified Canyon, this Area 51 style base is clearly not abandoned. And while we have no idea who owns this, we do know that Human Bill managed to escape while being...
Chat. I also know something, hold up.
The mysterious companies on the island. Over at Classified Canyon...
Alright. Chat. You see this 7, right? I'm about to shock your mind right now. Alright, so look at this, look at this, look at this. So this is one of the members of the 7, right? This is one of the members of the 7. Alright, bro. Why is Muhammad calling me? I'm going on D&D. Hold up. Scrap that part of the video. Okay, so you guys see this 7, right? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Wait. Why that kid out there in it? Alright, ready? 3, 2.
Suit also showing the number 7.
Oh my gosh.
Explore the area, you'll find signs talking about how they're...
Chat. Okay, so... Wait.
This island's pie. He's controlling everything right now, and he might be behind all of the mysterious companies on the island. Over at Classified Canyon...
Okay, chat. Look at this. Look at this. See that number 7, right? Just some random number. Why would just a number 7 be there, right? I'm about to blow your mind right now. So let's. Look at this. Look at this. So the Origin is one of the members of the 7, but he also used to be the Cube King. And then he became prisoner. I forgot why. And then the 7 helped him or something. And then he became one of them. But look at this. So in his prisoner outfit, you can't really wait. Let me find a photo that like you can see it well. Okay, look at this. So chat. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. How do I zoom in? Okay. Anyways. Scrap that. Look closely. You can see a number 7 right there as well. Is that a little suspicious?
This Area 51 style base is clearly not abandoned. And while we have no idea who owns this, we do know that Human Bill managed to escape while being studied. His ship is still in the depths of this place, seemingly being test piloted, but we have no idea who is interested in aliens and why they built a whole base to investigate them. In fact, if you explore the area, you'll find signs talking about how there's nothing to see here and showing a single large eye and it is watching. Maybe this base isn't investigating generic aliens, but a specific faction. There have also been theories that with this base being called 7, it could be related to the very same place the Origin was held as a—
Look! See, I was right, bro. See, that's a 7 right there on his chest.
Prisoner, with his suit also showing the number 7. Could we actually be looking at an old base built by the Imagined Order? It's all a total mystery right now. What we do know is that the Order isn't the only member of the 7 who will be showing up. Leakers have revealed that weapons belonging to the Foundation are set to return. And if you look at this original teaser for Chapter 7, you can also spot his name being written out by the bride, confirming he will be showing up. You can even approach Jones as him and get yet another hint of his impending return. But a lot of the storyline's attention is going to be on this place, Innoloop Labs. On the surface, this is a simple tech company that builds transportation around the map, but clearly they are deeply connected to the Dark Voyager. Not only is he hovering over the place as we speak, but they're using the Zero Shard to power their mysterious particle accelerator, and we have no idea what it's being used for outside of the Innoloop tunnels. It's also very interesting that they've used the name Innovation Loop. With how important the actual loop is to the 0 points protection, it's just very possible the main goal of the particle accelerator is to take control of the loop for themselves, and with the storm being tampered with and transformed into shapes, this seriously seems to be the case. The Voyager's holo table, which gave us directives, was located in the Innoloop Labs, and in one of the rooms, you can find paintings all related to the last reality. Not only that, but one of our new characters, Karina, actually hacked into their servers and found a ton of redacted files, including mentions of the 0 point and the 7. There is something deeply shady about these guys, and yet they're not even the ones with the suspicious name. That award belongs to Sus Studios. Yeah, even the movie studio could be involved in this grand conspiracy. I mean, their name alone implies there's something off about them, but it goes even deeper when you look at their movie sets. Most of them are related to the horror movie they're shooting in the desert, but one is this control panel. If you compare it to exactly where the Dark Voyager is standing in the key art, you can see that it's a direct copy of his actual cube cradle panel. Whether he's standing in the movie set here, or Sus Studios have somehow recreated his cradle, it implies a direct connection between them. Add that on top of the fact they painted a whole desert to be 0 point theme shows these guys know way more than they let on. Keep an eye on them for sure, because they could be using the movie sets as a front to dig and search for the Zero Shards. And that is the Fortnite Chapter 7 storyline explained so far. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.
W Lore video chat. Just a few questions I want to answer. Do you guys want to see a more horror games videos posted, or like you want to see games like Fortnite and like other games, like, bro, what am I saying, bro? Like, what do you guys like more? Like, just regular, like, games, like gun games, or like you guys like horror games? Because I've been playing a lot of horror games. So, like, or do you guys like want reacting videos? To like me reacting to videos? Yeah, chat. Super excited for the new season, even though I haven't played Fortnite in a while. Yeah, I hope it goes good. And let me know if you guys want me to either stream or post a video about the new chapter. So, yeah, peace out. See you guys in the next video.